Hi guys, welcome back. So today we'll be taking a look at some of the Hong Kong stocks. Before we begin, remember to take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you greatly help our channel. Without further ado, let's first start off with the Hang Seng Index. So the Hang Seng Index saw a very good rebound, but unfortunately we still see some selling pressure on Thursday and Friday itself, despite the short week. So unfortunately, 18.2K did not hold. We actually saw a lot of selling pressure all the way until 17,000. And after we broke this 17,000 psychological support level, it triggered some stop losses, and we saw a pretty good and 1,000 point climb back up to the 18,000 psychological resistance level. That said, even though we are above this blue conversion line at around 17,535, which is also a support level, the next resistance to watch would be this 18.539. That said, the previous support here will turn into a very strong resistance in the event that we do not break up quickly. For the next support to watch, if this 17,000 were to be retested and broken in the future, then 16,170 is likely to be the next support to watch out for. Moving on to the Hang Seng Tech Index. So the Hang Seng Tech Index, no particular support in sight. You can see that this previous support here was broken down, triggered some stop losses, and squeezed the shorts. Thereafter, we saw a selling pressure on the last 2 days of the week. So it's likely for us to continue down further unless we can retest this resistance level at 3869, and this support level here at this blue conversion line at 3547 have to hold. Next up, we have Tencent or 0700. So for Tencent, no particular support until this $250 psychological support level, and hopefully we do hold if in the event that we actually retest or even test this particular support level. Resistance or resistance to watch would be 273. Second resistance would be 297 or around the $300 psychological resistance. Moving on to Alibaba on 9988. So Alibaba, very similar situation, already broke down this 7965. We had a decent squeeze, but it seems like a dead cat bounce unless we can cross this resistance at 85 or $86. That said, in the event that this particular low here breaks down, which is very much very low here at around 74.45. It's very much close to this $71 previous low in March 2022. So hopefully we get double bottom here in the event that we get retested at this $71. If not, it's likely for us to come back down to even potentially testing the $60 psychological support levels. Moving on to Meituan. So for Meituan, we seems to be consolidating, but it seems to be on a downtrend and drifting down. So for now, 30.2%, 161 cannot break down. In the event it breaks down, things will start to turn ugly. 150 and potentially resetting everything at 130 levels. Resistance to clear, you can see that now we're struggling with the cloud. So on the way up, the cloud will act as a resistance. You can see that it acted as a resistance here, it acted as a resistance here. We see sellers appearing. So it's not too good unless we can punch up above this resistance at $180. If not, things will still remain in a downtrend. Moving on to NetEase. So for NetEase, we are currently at this 23.6% and 123.6. In the event that we break down this particular low here, which is around, let me take a look. This low is around 116 levels, and it's likely for us to come back and retest 108 levels, which was this particular low here in March. So for the resistance to watch, the key resistance would be 131 levels. So moving on to NIO. So NIO is pretty exciting. You can see that after this particular resistance here, couldn't hold, saw a lot of selling pressure. So like I said, 124 at 23.6% did not hold, even though we saw a bullish looking candle. Unfortunately, selling pressure appeared at this blue conversion line here. So it's likely very high chance for us to retest this $100 psychological support level, or even potentially breaking it and triggering some stop losses ahead for this new particular listing at 9866. Resistance to watch will be 127, blue conversion line, and also 143, pretty far away. Next up, we have 9618 or JD.com. So for JD, you can see that we already broke down or even potentially come near to this 189.4, this particular low here, and we saw a bounce. Unfortunately, this blue conversion line did not act as a support on Friday itself. So now it will be a resistance to watch out for at 203, and the next resistance will be 222 levels. In the event that 189 were to break down, then 160 would likely to be the next support to be retested once again. Moving on to Baidu, 9888. So 9888, 23.6%, and 116, 104. If you break down, then $100 psychological support will be tested. As of now, this blue conversion line at 118 cannot break down. If we were to break down, then things will start to turn bearish. Resistance will be 130 to watch out for. Moving on to AIA, no surprise AIA, you can see that very bearish looking, and we are creating higher highs, higher lows rather, lower lows and lower highs rather. So this is not a good sign. You can see that this, even though we had a pretty good rebound, I would say that it looks bearish because we actually touched this red baseline here. You can see that there was once we actually touched it and we turned very bearish. This time around on Friday, we also turn pretty bearish. So unless we can climb back above this red baseline, and once it acts as a good support, then we can continue to trend up from here. If not, this previous support here at $70 would turn into a very strong resistance for AIA in upcoming sessions ahead. Next up, we have PingAn. So PingAn, I don't see any support coming in unless we continue trending down, maybe even potentially 33, 32, or even $30. So there's no support for this particular counter. You continue to drift down. For now, you can see the blue conversion line at 30, 39, or even the $40 psychological support must hold. If we can hold, then potentially we can test this 42.67 resistance. Not forgetting, on the way up, the cloud will also act as a resistance. So don't be too happy in the event that we can climb up here. It's likely for us to reject down and come back down once again, similar to this cloud rejection here. So for the resistance will be 42. And moving on to the last particular stock of Xiaomi Corporation. So Xiaomi 1810, drifting down, a very similar situation, very gentle in selling pressure, but that's where most retail get trapped along the way. I don't see any support until 828, which is also the all-time low for Xiaomi 1810. So that is not really a good sign. Potentially, we may break $8 and even coming down to create new lows at $27 even potentially. So resistance to watch for now will be this blue conversion line at 928. Second will be this red baseline at 1023. So overall, it seems like we had a good bounce for the Hang Seng Tech and even the Hang Seng Index. Hopefully, there are buyers to come in to support it early next week. If not, we will likely to see more selling pressure ahead in the upcoming sessions and in upcoming weeks ahead. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.